you know, we're now in the we're now in the final hurdles, right? So to put it to this level of pressure and to this level of coming down to 1 or 2 games, it's strap in for this one, because the next circles, it could really set this whole thing alight.
Yeah, now you're noting Galacticos getting quite close towards SMB, and that is exactly what's happening here. You can see them just kind of leaning around trying to get those audio cues going, and absolutely unaware is Thendalos. Babyface Killer this time does go down. Insta-flush too, bit of a trade out, but this is unfortunate beginnings for Galacticos. Even if they do this cleanly, look at how SMB are playing this. They're not all in one compound. You can't just get past this comfortably. Now, yes, they will lose a player for SMB, but they have the full information. And honestly, for Galacticos, this is a greater loss, losing out on Thendalos, who has been the further south you get. So they should be able to hold this for a while. Gustav's already considering where they can go next. He's just checking Los Higos. No one else has breached onto the island. So ENCE about to make it close enough too. You can see they're relatively nearby. They're just north of Los Leones right now, so they'll be making over. And there's Gustav, just keeping track of everything else. He's got a deeper angle just to check to see if anyone's considering it. Let's see if we have some fun.
Come on.
Okay.
It's
It'll never
failed
happen,
us.
Rich. I'll never get it. I'll never bloody get it. It's always Clinton gets it.
The circle gods have not been favourable to you, Lauren, but it has been favourable to the main pack of the players, which we know Toby likes a good old fight, so he'll be happy with this kind of circle. No weirdness, no madness for a championship Sunday. ENCE, plenty of room in front of them. Liquid, actually, holding back has really given them a good amount of land that they can play with and work off the back of. There's plenty of leverage, plenty line of sight that they can look from up there in Ghana, where all the enemies are going to be sitting. This is why AB can start to tank up onto Na'Vi down in the compounds. Galacticos, spoke about them earlier. They were starting to get precariously close to SMB.
Yep, and that's where it all comes down to. And yeah, I'd say the key compounds here, kind of splitting this over towards, you know, Na'Vi, VP, BBL, I guess, that kind of like circular point. Again, though, with it potentially moving north, plays in Liquid a little here. But that eastern side is rife with teams, TM, Vanir, Exhalation holding the line as it stands. Flammy has the most majestic of Viking beards. Look at that man. He is dead now, but he's got a great beard. So, I mean, there is that. Trade does come out. Keanu going to insta-put Danimon on his ass. And at this point, bit of a trade out. And really, what are you going to do with it, though? Are you going to push on this, or are you going to disengage? Are you going to try and get away, or are you going to commit? It looks like they're going to try to commit towards a knock at the very least. So that's going to be Danimon probably flushed here. I don't know if Flammy's even recoverable. I think he's been left to rot. Keanu and Hort just going to take over that position. Yep, Flammy gets flushed, and it's a trade out of flushes. So both teams just, you know, having a little bit of a back and forth.
Rip 9, unfortunately, hit from the opposing side. His teammates are on smoke down, but there'll be no res available whatsoever. Actually, could be quite difficult for all of these players in SMB to be getting out of this one. Blind shot through the smoke, another bullet, another tickle. That'll be Apocalypse also losing his life. Aitzy will readjust. Probably just going to run away from it for now. Circle pops. And would you look at that? Pinpoint middle. Na'Vi. Good hold on the building, and instantly you cop for it. All but a second. VP in the vehicles and completely out of it. Let's go. Regroup with one another. First shot not good. Second one. Picture bloody perfect. 24. So northern side of it, just as an okay, I'll hold even talking about the north, because the south is about to get rather spicy. We've got 4 teams all trying to migrate not only across the bridge, but from the east, you've got Gear Up and TM all trying to make an advancement down on this coastal road.
Yeah, this is super dicey now. FaZe going to lose one. Unfortunately, it is Fex as well, who's been pretty solid so far. I mean, I say that. Gustav's had great moments. Everyone at FaZe has actually had some really big moments. But outside of though, everyone's now suffering. Galacticos losing another player. Remember, they'd lost one earlier on. Now, FaZe aren't far from this, as you're seeing Aitzy, the one delivering the tads towards Apocalypse. This fight towards the further eastern side still raging on as well. SMB having plenty of targets to fight, mostly focused towards FaZe, but the next couple of threats will be coming from maybe Hall of Game, TM, Gear Up, whoever makes it across from here. That's all a game does find. Tokyo, that was the eastern fight that had been raging on for a little while now, that had been somewhat overextended, but hard to kind of close down, I guess. FaZe not fully committing towards this, not quite taking that high ground for the peak down towards Lazar. Apocalypse keeping them somewhat suppressed in this is Exhalation. Slicing from the north to the south here, going to be riding past the likes of ENCE, Team Liquid, and right towards Na'Vi at the end of this road.
Death Valley. A lot of the players are tanked up. Won't be able to take too much of a bullet if they do land. But as you can see, with noise, attracts attention. And once this fight's over and done with, BBL and DA will look at this as a free set of frags. There's no other way to kind of guide it. Zoom out the back of the vehicle. VP see that one easily. Exhalation trying to make some sort of maneuver, but you can see from the open, barren landscapes, there's not many places to call home. Whether or not they make it into this ditch, the vehicle has flown up in the air. Quepta, straight hot on the draw. Big grenade goes off. Mellman strikes first. The rest of them all tanked up with Spyro following up on the free frag. Not a problem for that. FaZe still have not moved. They are in the vehicles and readjusting, just deciding which way they want to go. Tell a lie, Aitzy's actually spotted him, so the rest of them gone for the vehicles, but instantly, off the back, you called it perfectly, Smash has eyes on this fight. DA is also looking onwards of it. I don't think either SMB or FaZe managed to survive this next maneuver.
No, I think they might be a little screwed here, trying to get that last-minute res, get Aitzy back up, but actually fight across the way here. This is a little bit more towards the center. A surprise from the shack. Short comes out, finds Salak. You can see BTM has turned attention now, but it's only BTM, so he's now going to be trying to keep himself alive with Galacticos below, or what remains of Galacticos. And then, yes, we said it earlier, we don't think many are making it out of the southern side, and Gustav can do as he might. But again, Hall of Game were waiting here for some time. They had this roadside ledge to play on, while all that fight in the south between them and SMB was raging on, while it was battling on in the distance. Now, Liquid have done well. They've made to they stay their ground until BTM makes his appearance. He was the only one alive for Exhalation and still done damage. And Liquid are in pieces. Ibby's barely alive, and that nade looks bang on. That looks really solid here. Just went too far. As Ibby will get to live to take another breath, but that might be the last breath. There he goes. BTM cleans up Liquid, who tried to make that play, and it looked good initially, and then fell to pieces.
Couple of big teams falling early. Liquid, FaZe Clan. Not too far from one another as well, with TM and FaZe both having a win on the board. It starts to open things up for everyone else downwind of this. Galacticos up at the top are down in numbers. With the pressure and the amount that's on for all of these players, the weight of a championship Sunday like this, the conclusion of 3 weekends of play, with a ticket to Korea potentially for one of them at the end of it. There is so much at stake and so much on the line. Uber gets a free run over. This is earlier on, just the mad car dash from both of these teams simultaneously knocking living bats the hell out of one another. Sion, I mentioned about DA and just touched on them, how they slipped into this building under the cover of gunfire from both FaZe and SMB. They've not made note that SMB still has at least one player standing. You know, you got Lazar in the distance. The dagger in the back. Seong's still yet to leave that compound, I do believe. I think he's on his own. So if he catches him just slowly on the takeoff, he might be able to pick up a free frag. If not, slowly but surely work his way up this hillside. Circle. You got a few stationary teams. VP won't be going anywhere soon. Neither's going to be Na'Vi. They've been smack bang in the center of this for a hell of a lot of time. Galacticos spoke about those having a fantastic not only day, but weekend thus far, but they are down to 2 players, so while it's a good position and they're looking strong, they are in a weakened state of affairs currently. DA have hit the southern side of the circle, and they can control that for now. There's a few scrappy players that need to work their way in, and they can probably deal with them, especially if PiXeL starts doing what he did in the previous round. Main head of the conflict, probably going to come through for the east. We've got Gear Up, we've got BBL, we've got Heroic. We don't have too much stable land to control them all within.
No, we don't, but we have to look towards the top and the kills as well, because we saw how close this was, maybe from like ENCE, BBL, VP, and Galacticos. They're all so close by on kills. Now, I was expecting BBL to come out and try and maybe farm a little bit here. They had like a decent position to do so. Mert had great vision, but he was tentative at best, not overly committing. But, you know, BBL have 4 kills in this game, not bad, but Galacticos will still be towards the top end of things, even with just 2 of their players. So for me, it's all about those kills coming through. I want to see them push for this now. See if they can get something done. It is tricky with 2 here for Galacticos, but they do have BTM on the other side. This could be a pickup, 8 HP, and does have the tick up at least coming down of the stim, but This nade, trying to maybe buy a second or two, give himself a moment to heal. One well-placed nade, and he's done for, and he knows it. So, Lyron on the other side, done for. This is not looking so hot for Galacticos. They have been overly worked here. SMB on the push-up as well, doing what they can, but it's been a quiet performance from SMB throughout this event thus far, at least in the last couple of play days. Not been that highlight performance we were maybe expecting. That's a nuke. Does it make it? Oh, the bounce! Behave, Pixel. You're a lucky boy. You'll take it, but don't you dare say that bounce was intentional. What a mad lad. Now, this is a huge opportunity for BBL, Rich. This has to be the game they step up, or DA, or Heroic, or Gear Up. So all these teams in the eastern side, they have to step up. Now, yes, on the other side, you've probably got the heavier hitters, right? You've got Na'Vi, ENCE, VP, all on one side, and have insta-moved in the vehicles and gone. They are heading straight across, trying to maybe beat them to the punch. VP now going to be slowed down as well with Vard finding Spyro. What a pick, and at what time as well. That could not have been slower for them to be low down and having to go for that res, but now you can see the problems. Why maybe some of these other teams were taking a second or two to pause for thought, because Smash has already found flawlessly. We said it. I want to see more kills coming out from BBL. Maybe this is the time to find it, and yeah, they are farming now. Tried to make them mad dash, but it's found them no respite, no cover, really. A little bit of maybe a hut to kind of play towards, but that's about it. And again, VP being hindered at every time. And look at, they've got like 5 seconds now, Rich. I don't think they can go for this res anymore.
No, it's probably not going to be viable, is it? The smokes are already down, but the suppressive fire from every single angle just causes too much chaos for VP. You've got teams that have advanced forward. QM's in front of them. DA has a much deeper angle, and they're very hyper-aware of their position. I suppose if you will, the benefit is this fight on your screen. You could try and escape that little bit of conflict under the cover of gunfire. Na'Vi is still inside, and ENCE are all around it, but they are losing members. Everyone's tanked up. VP do get out slightly unscathed, but they are damaged for now. SKUIJKE goes down. Tiikzu also to an 8. That'll turn into a 2 versus 4. Lou just gets blown off the face of the planet and unfortunately falls downhill, but you can kind of see how open this is going to be. And now for DA, it's just pick them up on the hillside because, you know, it's not as if they're already having a difficult time getting across this road. They've again got another team that's just playing border control, keeping them out of it.
Now, the one, I guess, benefit to this is the still have nades, and they just sent one over towards Jembty, who was on that ridgeline with them. So, VP's fight with well, excuse me, their fight, I guess, with DA has at least drawn the attention, but Chong does know that there's still more around. That was Perfectix, and it's Perfectix gone. The teams were locked in towards the west were not able to make this rotation. Maybe a piece of is left. 2 of them still stand, but BBL, this is your biggest moment to shine. They will be getting the kills. They need, I guess, like one more to really push themselves towards that top spot. But the dinner is what they've got to be hoping for. Rustanmar on the chase. Na'Vi is going to give it their best to get across the roadside. And they have at least been ENCE to the punch. Who will be left to rot. Rustanmar all on his lonesome on the wrong side of town. Heroic watching Na'Vi, watching just about everyone, keeping track of where he might be trying to go to.
He's trying to do whatever he can to at least put some damage down before he bows out. 8th position will be them for now. Heroic now folding into the fray. They've been lurking and working their way around from this eastern side over by the north, but they've gone out. This is hyper-aggressive from Page, out in the open. Smokes are down, you can use them for cover, but look at Na'Vi. Life is dwindling on 3 different players simultaneously. Not too much damage put back on the side of Heroic, so this is a good opportunity for them to springboard into this fight and maybe capitalize on the position. The massive swing. Qwizzy comes round and Page to finish, and now he is well and truly on top of them. There is a response, though, from alya. Do not let these individual players get away with murder because they will answer back. Fantastic work from Qwizzy. Takes down 1, moves on to 2. This is a huge recovery coming out from Na'Vi and a massive battle from Heroic.
Yeah, but look at what's left. Nothing. Na'Vi just about keeping a couple of players alive, but now they turn attention quickly. They know there's more problems, but Gear Up is causing none, apparently. Gear Up's just been absolutely mullered on the way through on the north. Looking a little out of sorts here. Na'Vi still trying to recover from that initial fight, but they're going to lose players. Qwizzy's gone. BBL on the move up, and BBL need to sweep this. Let's see if BBL can be strong in this late game. DA is still alive with 4 and in the sound. So while all this goes on, you can see Na'Vi just trying to farm out the kills. And that's exactly what they're doing. One more player over there. I think Schofield just got spotted. Mellman, did you catch a glimpse? I think he did. He's eyeing it up. Metralis with another nab on a knock. And BBL will be loving that. The more the merrier. But DA going on, it is a western swing. But look at the low ground they're trying to use here. occlude themselves from the vision of the likes of BBL and Na'Vi. And that's going to be a quick sweep. Lovely work from Na'Vi, even just down to 10 kills and a dominating performance. But now they've got the attention of DA and BBL, Rich.
That's impressive. I mean, don't get me wrong, the third party from Gear Up just caused Heroic so many problems. They were looking really good, and you can't take your eyes off the ball. You have to fixate on the problem at hand, which was Na'Vi. And sadly for Heroic, third party comes in and just causes chaos. But still, the fight back from Na'Vi, the unrelenting willingness not to die was phenomenal. Even with the gun usage that he was going with, I mean, you could see him when he was tackling it with UMP in hand, just goes for it. Smash
There
now
he
finally
is.
to try and put the nail in the coffin. BBL, we're looking for that big performance, but we can't write out DA just yet. They do have 4 players alive and kicking. And if they start popping off like PiXeL did in the previous round with almost clinching the 4 versus 1, we could be in for a very fun 4 versus 4 battle, but Na'Vi still has to die first.
There's contact. Now, BBL should know that DA then are in a deeper position than maybe they thought. Careful, Mert. This could be an overreach here. He could be a little open to that low side, but actually pulls away in time. Now, how funny is it to see DA against now BBL? This is an interesting battle about to go down. Once had their name, once were this team, and then DA looking a little different. Now, alya is still standing, but look at PiXeL now. Geared out of his mind, 3'd up, AKM in hand. mxey will be the first fight he gets. Now, trying to clear this very meticulously, crouching every corner just to make sure he keeps the fight favorable. Molotov goes down. There's actually a lot of players here, and I like the positioning from DA. They shuffle back from the west low ground up towards a more even keel here, but the flash kind of indicates that BBL are aware of this, and they know that DA have been on the move.
One good grenade could spell disaster, but thankfully that deflator will bounce them back. Let's keep in our mind about alya this entire time. He wants nothing to do with this. However, if someone steps on him, the snake will bite. Smoke wall goes up, and neither team can really swing on it just yet. They're not quite central circle, but there is plenty of time that they can play with. alya just living his best life in the smoke for now. Again, keep your head down and we'll see how it goes. Smash is starting to overextend a little further, get a deeper angle on this. Marco's there to support him as well. If they send this around completely unseen, then maybe there's damage to be done. First bit of contact made. Is that a Mark 14 on his side as well for Marco? So even Marco's geared up as well. So both of these teams rocking at least crate gun and crate gear. mxey takes the most central rock. alya is still throwing these smokes, so it keeps information at least DA's way as to there is a player on their left-hand side in the flank, and they have to make note of that. But same can be said exactly for BBL as well. They don't want to let this snake in the grass cause them all kinds of grief. We've seen what happens if you let a third party or even an individual from Fenderloss yesterday just roam free, unchecked, unscathed.
Difference in approach here now. I would say that BBL do actually have better positioning as it stands. I like that Smash was holding a wider flank just for a second or two. Make sure that they kept circle positioning, maybe looking for a bit more utility, and he's found it. A couple more smokes. That's actually really big. Just, yeah, 10 smokes. Look at this. What a little bit of a smash and grab there. Gonna pop down a smoke on the just outskirts as well. Give him a second or two of cover. Start committing the smoke wall as well. There's alya. You're right, gonna just keep his head down, and to an extent, his positioning alone will mean that DA can't explore that side, so they're a little more funneled. And BBL are aware of that. They're a little bit closer to the center point, with mxey, as you highlighted, being that linchpin player.
Circle closing. alya forced to move shortly. DA do have to do more moving forward than certainly what BBL do. They've got a little bit of room on the backside, but mxey is hiding behind that rock, hasn't moved a single muscle. You know that if he gets a knock, the rest of them just come flooding in. All right, utility committed, Lauren. Here we go for the 4 versus 4.
Yeah, mxey will be the first port of contact, and there it is. Insta-found. PiXeL knows all too well what you are up to. Did he read where Smash was? Did he catch a glimpse? Now remember, alya is controlling the northern side, so they can't really utilize this. Yes, the mollies are down. Yes, he can't do much either, but he just funnels them in. Now, CodeMarco, Mert, and Smash are kind of back to the blue. DA have now sprung a little further forward. They've got the Molotovs going in deep, going to limit BBL's way forward. Smash trying to find a way and make sure he's not burning alive while doing it, but Pixel gets the flush. That's now alya gone, Na'Vi are out. That opens up an opportunity and a chance. Look at this work from Vard. CodeMarco's gone down, and it's down to, I think, just 2. Smash and Mert just lost in the sauce here. So much smoke everywhere. No more mollies to put down. They're just trying to outlive DA, and maybe Smash can do it. That's going to be 1, but the trade comes out, and DA are still holding firm. Just 1 alive. It will be Mert on the mad swing around. They are just chasing each other's tails here. Oh, my word. Mert's got Jembty. There ain't no way he does this. He's surrounded, but he's still alive. He's still doing damage. Sprays in. He can't do it. DA will pull out the